We're going to give Lori 2 more minutes.
Let's call the meeting to order. She'll catch up. She's very good at what she does. She'll catch up. We are all present and accounted for. Okay, does anyone have any additions, amendments to the agenda? Under scheduled presenters, it appears like the employment services presentation will not be happening tonight.
Yeah, the roads were just bad. She'll reschedule with us. It was pretty rough coming down from the city, so
we will delete that presentation. And if by some chance there's miscommunication, she does come in, we'll just re-add that back in because we wouldn't want anybody to make a trip. Okay, any other changes to the agenda? If not, I would look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Pat. Second by Kurt. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Approval of the minutes for 11/25. Has everybody had a chance to review them?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
Motion by Pat. Second by Brenda. No other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance report, attachment B.
we should actually ask if we need to.
Yes, we should. What a big jump there. Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Scheduled presenters, Beth Geese, Truth and Taxation.
Kind of a
Beth,
big deal.
to?
No, typically we don't get people to come to this, but it's really important that we have it open for the public. I do see someone in our audience that you guys aren't recognizing, probably thinking she's here for the Truth and Taxation. This is actually Lori Arndt. She's going to be interning with me. She is getting her superintendency license, and she's been to an HVL meeting with me now and been tagging along. And I don't know how she got stuck with me, but we're in for it now. But I doubt that she's here for the Truth and Taxation. But this is an opportunity. If the community ever wanted to come, we always have it in December, and we can talk about their taxes. What I would like to say is, because we're on the video, if anyone does have a question and they're not here, I actually love when people come in and have individual appointments with me and we can run through those things. So it doesn't look like we have anyone here now, but I certainly will go through that individually with people if they would rather do that.
we would leave the door open for anyone to
Absolutely.
contact the superintendent.
Absolutely.
If so needed. No other people from the audience would like to speak to Truth and Taxation, so now we'll move down to the finance report. Mr. Davison?
Yep, attachment B. And I kind of fit on the finance report, but it's the cash flow worksheet. And just a couple things to note on top. The amount of cash we have on hand. Kind of a little bit to go with maybe the levy certification, as well as with money from the state. All the cash we have on hand is our cash, it's not borrowed. A couple years ago we had to borrow funds in order to make cash flow, and all the cash is now ours. We'll have debt service payments that will go out at the end of January. We did have elementary roof payment that went out, about $150,000 is what we end up paying each year for elementary roof. Again, all floated through our cash flow. As we get through to the mid of February, still sitting at about $1.7 million of cash on hand for us. The unfortunate thing is you really don't have a lot of options to go out to get some interest earned on that money. We do earn just a small percentage on our bank account now, but for the short term and from what I project out for the rest of the fiscal year, we're doing well for cash on hand. Next month we'll start seeing the normal cash flow worksheet with the comparison of month to month as we kind of wrap up with the audit. There'll be some things that kind of fluctuate or change through there, but just to know that all funds have been doing well as we presented in the audit last month, and as far as cash on hand is doing, the district's in a good position currently. If there are any questions, I can do my best to help answer.
Questions for anyone?
I'll make a motion to accept the financial report.
Motion by Rob, seconded by Jerry. Other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. No old business. Under new business, consent agenda items, and usually we approve them in one motion, and considered routine. If for some reason somebody wants to pull any of that out to discuss them on their own individual merits, you're certainly welcome to do so. Personnel items look one,
It's December.
so
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
motion by Pat, seconded by Kurt. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Approval of the expenditures under attachment F. This is just going way too quick.
We have a choir concert at 7.
So anyone have any questions on the bills?
I do. 41103 Apple Store Technology for $39,446.
That's Ed Foundation, the iPads that were purchased. It always shows up in our bills, but they paid for the
Yep.
portion of it.
Just want to make sure that ball's still rolling the right way.
Yep, it is.
Go ahead.
41176 Marco, 51,000.
A lot of the technology things, Meraki access points. A lot of the technology stuff that we went on through switches would be a large portion of that too. So there'll be another one coming, about 70,000. That's outstanding. It will be released now that bill has been paid.
Okay.
Just 41211, and that's just running electric, 14,360. Just wondering, and what was that all for?
Elementary.
Yeah.
Elementary stuff.
Yeah,
The,
both the elementary.
Okay.
The speaker system.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We finally got that done.
Gotcha.
That's right about where the bill.
Yep. That's where we were.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion by Jerry, seconded by Rob.
Yep.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Consideration to approve the final levy certification, and that's attachment G.
We do this every December. If you have any exact questions, we can go to Josh or myself, but this is pretty standard procedure on this.
We want to just talk just real briefly about usually what you kind of look at is the increase or decrease, that percent change, that middle number. As far as general fund is concerned, pretty stagnant. A little slight increase of 1.8%, and a lot of it has to do with some of the formula changes with the state. Community ed, again, it's just any kind of marginal changes with the numbers and how it's defined. The big ones to look at are the general debt service and the OPEB debt service. We had been able to take a manual reduction in our debt service because we had an excess in there, which was able to save some money for our taxpayers. Now we've just got to the point where we can't make that manual reduction any longer. So that goes back to what our debt service requirement is. It's not in excess of anything that, or something that is not the norm for us. It's just that since we had lowered it manually and now it increased, it shows as a huge increase of that 17.7% increase. Likewise, in the OPEB debt, we have an excess there, and it's being reduced. So that's why the negative or the decrease in the OPEB debt. So the payments haven't changed. It's just the amount to be able to reduce or increase that payment. So overall, the levy increase is 8.4%.
I'll make a motion to approve the final levy certification.
Motion by Pat, seconded by Jerry. Other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Consideration to approve the second reading of policy 208.
And on both of these are policies we have to have in place. D is one, it's just straight from MDE. And then if you look at letter E, this approval of the second reading of the medication, that's a more clear one that just came out on the EpiPen laws that just came through. So we're just following compliance on this. We haven't had to have a direct policy meeting because of this. It's just these are ones you gotta have, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading of policy 208.
I'll second it.
Motion by Kurt, seconded by Rob.
Yep.
Other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Consideration to approve the second reading of the policy 516. student
I'll
medication.
make a motion to approve.
Motion by Pat,
I'll second.
seconded by Kurt. Other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Consideration to approve a child care leave approximately the end of Feb to the end of the school year.
This leave is, follows the FMLA regulations. There's really not a whole lot we can talk about. It's just the family medical leave this person is requesting.
I'll make a motion to approve the child care leave.
I'll second.
Brenda made the motion, Jerry seconded. Other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. G, consideration to approve a medical and FMLA leave of absence, January 2 to May 30th.
Same thing.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Jerry, seconded by Rob. Anything else?
I misspoke. G was the family medical leave. I'm sorry, F, just, I don't think it'll change any of your minds, but obviously we have a teacher having a baby. So she's requesting childcare because she's having a baby till the end of the year. So.
Throws the whole thing off. We've got
Is
So
that
I
why
have
it's
it reversed.
approximately?
There's nothing in policy that says you can
No,
take
you-
It's all
know,
leave family.
It is. You could shorten the period. She's asking for February to the end of the year, but very common.
We get an exact date on that one then?
As a delivery or?
I'll make sure that you want her to give you an exact.
You got
date.
money in the pool? Having heard no further discussion on G, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Sorry, I had those reversed.
Yeah, that's okay. Board members, anything for the cause?
Do we dare bring up the signage?
Go ahead.
So you have time tonight. Tonight would be a good night to do
Yeah.
it.
There is seemingly an issue with signs being posted in the auditorium about not using your cameras or taking videos. And those signs that were not okay to be posted were okay removed by the facilities
They oddly
Maybe.
ended up on my door.
to be disposed of appropriately.
Well, there's no pictures and video in there, right?
You don't know that we did it. You're just
Okay.
making the accusation that
Yeah.
me and Rob did it.
What exactly is it? What is it?
Basically, we had a facilities meeting and it went really well. One item that came out of the facilities meeting is that there's a lot of parents that were upset that they couldn't take pictures in the auditorium. And I think my view and the board's view and people in the committee all felt that our community is there to be a spectator of their child. And if they want to take a picture, we ask them to reduce the flash and things like that. And if they're going to videotape, to do it upstairs. But we're not the photo police. We're certainly going to let them. And I did check with some rights, and that's where it really comes down to. If you don't have the rights to that play or something like that, but we buy those, so we are able to, take a picture of the students in those activities.
I remember when my daughter was in the early years of dance, and she would do the recitals, and pictures and videos were prohibited, but yet they would provide the opportunity for you to buy the video.
Well, we still do that too.
Well, and I understand that, but you don't want to have that as the only option.
Right. And that's how we feel too. We charge, the schools charges $6 a CD. By the time you figure out the cost of the CD and the person's time, we're losing money. It's not a money-making effort on our part, so.
Right.
We'll still offer it. But to us, it was a little ridiculous that you couldn't take a picture of your
Right.
child performing.
Right.
Plus, that means the balcony will be opened for the performances too, because those were being restricted too.
Dave?
Yeah, as far as in light of the signs and stuff like that, I removed all the signs. I did not put them on here. And just, we're gonna have a concert tonight, and I did post new signs on there, and I can just read it to you. It's a lot user-friendly. It's Cannon Falls Schools Auditorium guidelines, not rules. Please, no food, no drink except for bottled water, silence, cell phone, limit movement in and out of the auditorium during performances, limit flash photography, do not stand in front of the mixing room window. Please be conscious of others attending the performance. Let's make this an enjoyable experience for those attending and performing. Thank you, Cannon Falls Schools.
That's perfect.
A lot better than the other one.
That'll work.
Thank you.
Were the other ones rather poignant?
Rather?
Jerry was giving you a facility update.
We're just gonna leave it at that then.
Anyone else wish to speak to anything in particular?
I'd just like to tell all you guys Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I won't see you till after the first.
Patrick? Thank you.
Same here. Other thing is, that we just had a little finance meeting, just got together and thought maybe we should, a lot of things coming up, iPad initiatives, negotiations, maybe getting together as a, what do you think about a retreat? And just start talking about some things that might be of concern, what we have to look at and what's coming down the pipe, and just kind of refresh ourselves as to where we're going to go with things.
There's time and a place.
We
Yeah.
did set a finance meeting for January 13th, so if you guys could maybe even get together prior to that, or we could have our meeting and kind of get a direction and then see where you guys feel about it. We could almost do it either way. But we do have some pretty big initiatives on the table, but we'll maybe know more where negotiations are at that point too, because we're not
Just
in
don't,
there.
set anything up for the last 2 weeks of February, because unfortunately I will be at Fort Myers Beach, Florida.
For work.
So no, not for work.
Since it was 2 last weeks of February, we should be.
So we need to get together before the next finance committee meeting, sometime after the first of the year.
I think that'd be good.
I think that's good.
Yes.
It works for me.
You don't want to do it next Wednesday, Kurt?
Wednesday after review, so
Are
it's
you sure?
probably open.
I could squeeze it in.
We can, maybe we can have Lori just put out a communication to us of some kind and draw us all in as to what times we can do this, what dates we can do this.
It's pretty open for most nights.
When are you going to
Since there's nothing at school.
Tim, do you have a student that'll be reporting soon?
Ryan is in the concert tonight. So.
Yeah.
But it didn't start yet.
No one else?
Me and Rob talked to Ryan the other day.
Yeah, RSTV here.
We're good.
Upcoming meetings, our regular organizational board meeting is January 13th. Gosh, that seems late for what we usually do, but that's in keeping with our schedule. Board members, informational sheet on here about what committees we're on, as well as our personal timetables on board when we're going off and such. I would urge you to consider, well, first of all, if there's any committee that's not fitting you for reasons of scheduling or anything like that, we'll bring it to the next meeting. It's an individual thing here, okay? Just in order to have everybody comfortable ahead of time with what meetings that they're involved with. I think it behooves us to kind of expand our Ed Foundation and our Tech Committee, and I've talked to Pat about this, he's our standing member, but we're going through so much with both of those committees as far as funding mechanisms for our technology that we really have to have somebody there at each meeting. And sometimes the clock just doesn't work for Pat when the scheduled time, so if we can just if somebody will step up or consider that between now and that time being an alternate, you're kind of filling that role right now.
For tech, yeah.
Yeah, so the Ed Foundation and the Tech, we should be adding an alternate on there. And I don't see the CHI on there, am I missing that?
I'm CHI, just added it, I was gonna give this back to that.
Yep.
Yeah, just any corrections, let me know.
And then, maybe we should consider as CHI getting us all involved. If we could just work on a rotating schedule where one of us would take
That's
a
a good
meeting.
idea. It's a really good idea.
And then we could just kind of understand what they mean to us and the direction that they go. And, we could treat that as maybe a full board and just rotate us around. But we can talk about that more, take a look at this and make sure we're correct and
On my personal information, if you would take out my cell phone number, it's listed. And whoever doesn't have my other cell phone number on the board, I'll give that to you.
And then I no longer
Just on
have
TV.
a home phone, so you can cross my home phone out with that.
This is supposed to be for the next meeting.
Yeah,
We're
I would
good.
say
Oh,
we
we're
keep-
good. This is great. I'm great with this.
You know, we're really pressed for time tonight, so.
I will open it up though, maybe to the principals if they had anything. No? Oh, I guess they're good.
They're looking.
They look like they've had a long
They
day.
gotta get to the concert too.
Just real
One of
quickly,
these moments.
when we were talking about that too, we were talking a little bit about, Josh, would that be something where you could be at that meeting as well? I think we talked about that. Yeah, the retreat.
Wanted to-
Okay.
I suppose that'll depend on the night,
What's that?
depends on the night and the time.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. That's true.
Yeah,
we have to take
we'll
that
see
into
about, I
consideration.
think that's a good idea. We can just, you know, in the past, we've had Beth there, and she spends some time with us, and then we get on to our own agenda or our own conversation. If we can include him in for 15 or 20 minutes, that would help us all out. Okay. See what's on for the next agenda meeting, otherwise, public forum. Anyone who wishes to speak for anything in particular?
Lori, the meetings are never like this. ever.
Always.
This is
They're always
not
like this.
a normal.
This is long, actually. No, we haven't like that.
We're
Okay.
taking this one out.
No public forum, so,
I'll
I
make a
guess-
motion to adjourn.
I guess I would look for
I'll
a
second.
motion to adjourn. Jerry, then Rob seconds this.
Then Bob asked for the motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Adjourned.
It's gonna be really-
Wow.
It's gonna be really good.
For a full agenda one, it's.
19 minutes. I'm not sure if that's good or
Well,
not.
you started about 2 minutes early, so it's really 20.
Possibly.